Friends, let's learn the Beatles' most iconic lick and some badassery modulation. All right, friends, let's learn this amazing song by the Beatles, Come Together. Song is in F major, or we might say D minor, is the related minor. And so I say it's in the key of F because that's the chart that you have access to in the link that's in the description of this video. So we'll start off with this lick, but we're going to go over the chords and all that good stuff too. Essentially, there are two basic parts to this song. There's the main lick, which is basically over a D minor chord, right? Or it's, any music that's happening, there is a chord being represented. So this right here is representing a D minor chord, okay? And so there's that part, and then there is the chorus, which is essentially a modulation. So we're gonna talk about that. And there's a small other part of the verse as well. We'll get to that. Okay. So let's learn this lick first. And what I've done here is I've detuned this string to a D, and that's very easy to do. So if we're at an E before, then the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pluck my D string and my E, and I'm gonna bring it down to a D. That's what we want. We want both of those notes to be D, except this is an octave away, okay? And so what you're gonna do is pluck that low D string twice, and you're gonna slide up. So the third time you're gonna, and where you're sliding from doesn't really matter. I'm doing it around the second or third fret as long as you're, and you're gonna slide up to the 7th fret there, okay? And then pinky at the 8th fret of the 5th string and resolve it with the D and slide it down. So and sometimes it sounds nice even to leave that note in there, like or not. Okay, so that is going to be the verse where we got, here comes that top he got, moving up slowly he got, right? But it's basically a D minor chord, but it's not gonna sound good if you're doing that. You gotta have that bass line. And that's gonna do that for several measures, 4 measures to be exact, according to my chart. And then we got this. Okay, so what that is basically we've got an A or it's going to be an A represented there, and I won't say it's an A7 or an A major or an A minor because we're not hearing any of those notes. What we are hearing is we're hearing George do this which is basically a blues boogie woogie lick. I got my thumb over the top of the neck, muting that low E string, got my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and I'm gonna toggle back and forth between the 2nd fret and the 4th fret while plucking strings 5 and 4. That's it. And it's got this vibe. Okay, so every other one is quiet and every other one is gonna be loud. Now, this is G7 represented right here. And the way I'm playing this, a normal G7 we would play like this, but since we have this string tuned down, I would have to play that note up there to really play that chord. That's goofy. I don't want to do that on stage. I might strain a, muscle or something, so I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is put my first finger here on the 1st fret of the 1st string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and I'm muting that low E string, or just not playing it. So strings 5 through 1. Okay, that's it. And then we're into the chorus, okay? And that's that kick drum happening there. That's a freebie. All right, so, and the chorus is gonna go, now this is where Beatles are so badass in their modulations and what they do with chords and everything else. I dare say they didn't know what they were doing, but their ears sure knew what they were doing, right? So in this case here, they're changing keys, essentially, and we have this B minor, and that's a B minor. That second chord is a B minor with an A in the bass. So if you were to see this on the chart, it's a B minor / A, meaning the A goes down a half step, or the bass note goes from a B to an A. So we have, okay, and then we have a G chord, but we can't play it like that because our E string is tuned down to a D, so we need to play up a whole step. So I do grab this guy like that. Okay, super easy. What you're gonna do is bar strings 1 and 2 at the 3rd fret, put your 3rd finger right here on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and you can hit them all. Actually, I'm muting the 5th string. You don't want to play the 5th string. And it's naturally gonna be muted by the pad of that 3rd finger. And so what you want to do here, this is a fun little bit for that A, well, this, you got the G, and then this next chord is a G / A, meaning a G chord with an A in the bass, right? It's what we call a slash chord. Some people call it an inversion, but technically that note is not in the chord, so it's not technically an inversion. And so for this, what you're going to do is keep that bar up there, and you're going to mute that 6th string with your thumb so that the A rings out as the bass note. Okay, so the whole bit will sound like this. Modulation. And here's an extra. So that's what Paul does on the bass there, slides up and then back down. So 10 to 8. All right, my friends, that is it. Hey, grab this chart. Link is in the description of this video. And also watch out for this card coming up. Get in this course absolutely for free. We've massively modified it and made it guided with emails that'll guide you through the whole process. Had over 500,000 people go through this, and it's absolutely changed their guitar lives. It will do the same for you. Check it out. My gift to you. See you in another video.